wonderhussie here, back in Beatty, Nevada. I know, I've been covering Beatty a lot lately, but ever since I shot that video about the steampunk casino they're building, I've become fascinated by this funky, busted little mining town that some folks believe is on the cusp of another boom. Okay, I mentioned in my last couple Beatty videos how this big gold mine is about to open here, bringing hundreds of new jobs and people to the area. Which is why that one guy is fixing up the sourdough saloon, and why those artists were commissioned to cover the old exchange club with gears and an octopus. I mean, look at that. Looks like there's a couple new tentacles on that octopus since the last time I was out here. Anyway, it's incredible to me how much money the guy who owns this place is putting into building a steampunk casino in a middle of nowhere Podunk, Nevada mining town that doesn't even have a grocery store. I guess the guy behind this place must be a real believer in Beatty. Either that or he's totally bonkers. Or maybe he's a little bit of both. Well, guess what? I'm about to go talk to him, and you can decide for yourself. And who are you, sir?
My name's Ed Ringle.
Ed Ringle.
Ed Ringle.
And what are you known for here in town?
Being a little crazy.
Okay, Ed Ringle might be more than a little crazy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the main thing I know him for is that he's the guy who built the biggest gas station in town. Eddieworld! This is the guy that Eddieworld is named after. If you've ever driven up and down US 95 from Reno to Vegas, you have certainly passed the Eddieworld gas station. They got a ton of candy, jerky, Subway, good gas. That's him.
And the one in between LA and Las Vegas.
That's right. There's also an Eddieworld outside Barstow, and that's the biggest gas station in California, right?
Right, and that's owned by my son. And when we have a discussion, I tell him it's called Eddieworld, not Alex World.
Oh, but if you ever wondered, this is Eddie. What brought you to Beatty? Where are you from?
I was from Southern California. The reason I came here is because it had a sewer system.
You came here because it had a sewer system?
Yeah.
Boy, you're cheap, Ed.
Well, yeah, everybody's got to go sometime.
Oh, okay. But how'd you find Beatty, Nevada?
A bus driver came to me. I had a store like Eddieworld, but it wasn't called Eddieworld. And we were talking about opening the casino, and he said, if I was going to open a casino, I would open it out in Beatty. I go, Beatty, where's Beatty? And then he explained it to me, and he goes, it's expensive rooms in Death Valley, so if you have rooms less expensive here.
Oh, right, because we're right outside Death Valley.
Yeah, we're 7 miles away.
Okay, come to find out, Ed always wanted to open a casino. And thanks to that bus driver's helpful tip, he realized there aren't many places to stay in Death Valley, but Beatty is one of the closest towns to the park. So after building the Stagecoach Casino, he added on a hotel, and then built a Motel 6 and the Death Valley Inn. And now, 42 years after first coming to town, he has even crazier plans. This is the guy who's building that steampunk casino.
We're building a steampunk casino, and my plans are to build eventually in the next year or two, we're going to build a big castle to have magic shows.
A castle? Where's that going to be?
Oh, I'll show you.
Wow.
And then I want to build something to compete with the Meow Wolf in Vegas. I know.
Ed?
It's not that I'm good, it's that no one else believes in this town.
No one else believes in Beatty.
Can you imagine
but
that?
You do.
Oh, I more than believe in it.
Just how much does Ed believe in Beatty? Well, I was about to find out, as he invited me to take a ride around town so he could share his vision, which, on the face of it, might sound kind of bonkers. Ed, you're putting all your trust in me. What if I make you look like a loony in this video? Call him loony if you must, but he really is putting his money where his mouth is. Okay, the Magic Castle and Meow Wolf might still be in the planning stages, but we've already seen concrete evidence of his belief in Beatty with that insanely elaborate and certainly not cheap steampunk casino. This guy is really interesting, and he's the one who's responsible for all of this. Remember this? And what's more, he also built a banging barbecue restaurant next door.
That is the best barbecue anywhere. And for a town like...
Smoking Jay's?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just took me there for a bite, and it is good barbecue. And so what? Like that was just a dirt.
How was the coleslaw?
Oh, the coleslaw was great. Everything was good.
And how clean was the bathroom?
The bathroom was clean as a whistle. In fact, it was so clean in the bathroom, I would have eaten my barbecue right off the floor.
As a matter of fact, I've done that myself.
I bet you have.
I had a sandwich that dropped on the floor, and I picked it up. I go, well, who's looking?
Oh, well, that's Ed for you. And guess what? Ed's not stopping with barbecue. He's got more plans for an empty lot across the street. In this empty lot where you're standing right now, that's going to be...
That's going to be a really nice bar.
Another bar.
Restaurant.
Wow.
There's people that want to get dressed up in steampunk clothes.
Yeah.
When they come here, even though that's going to be a beautiful place, it's still not big enough to party.
So you got a friend who has agreed to come out here and do this with you.
He's a great operator already. He's got successful bars in Vegas now.
Oh, bars in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who could that be? Wow.
I can't tell.
Okay, we won't ask.
Basically, the whole situation is when I go to Vegas for 40 years and I say, where are they? Beatty. And they go, where's Beatty? I go, how long have you been in Vegas? 25 years. You've been in Vegas for 25 years.
And they never knew where Beatty was?
And they didn't know where Beatty was. They know where the candy store.
Some people don't leave the house.
But I've been here for 42 years. 38 of it, well, that was tough. The last 3 years I've been accepted. I finally became a local.
Oh, why? It was hard. It was
years.
hard to get accepted here?
With my personality?
Oh, you didn't just fit into Beatty?
No, I didn't fit in. I don't fit in very well anywhere.
You?
Well,
you look like you'd be right at home on the tennis court in Palm Springs.
This is my best clothes.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you for dressing up for us, Ed.
Okay, but what I'm basically saying is, at my age, I'm here now to create a wonderful environment where people from Vegas would come up and spend the night.
You're trying to make Beatty like a little getaway option for people from Vegas.
Right, and the problem has always been the lack of labor. Now, what people don't know is that we have a very large gold company called Anglo-Ashanti Gold, who's in our town now, and they have invested...
There's a big gold company here right now.
Yeah. They've invested hundreds of millions of dollars in this area.
Okay, once I got home, I did some research, and come to find out, he's not kidding. Even though folks have been mining gold here since the days of Rhyolite Ghost Town over 100 years ago, apparently there's still enough gold in the area that this giant South African mining company called Anglo-Ashanti shelled out over $500 million in cash to acquire a rival mining operation and an exploration company who were working the mountains surrounding Beatty. But Ed didn't want to quote any numbers because he's not on the board. So you're not yet on the board.
No, when they see this film, I might get it.
All right, hey, if anybody from Anglo-Ashanti happens to be watching, look, this is the biggest Beatty booster I've ever met.
Right. So the situation we find ourselves in now is that we're sitting on literally a gold mine.
Literally.
Literally. I need to build housing, grocery stores, a hardware store, a bank, everything.
I mean, if you've ever been to Beatty, it's charming, you know. We got the Happy Burrow, we got the Sourdough Saloon, there's all these like little old westy looking bars, but there's no grocery store. There's no bank.
There's nothing.
There's not really any housing. So what are you going to do about that, Ed?
Well, we're building 14 townhomes. They're all going to be rented before we open.
Before you even open, they're all going to be rented?
Oh, yeah. There's a list of people that want them.
That's right. Even though these new gold mines are going to bring hundreds of well-paid employees to the area, unless there's housing, they'll just bus them in from Pahrump, and Beatty won't see any of the benefit. So even though it's just a tiny dent in the housing shortage, for those gold miners who don't want to ride a bus 75 miles each way to work, Ed's building 14 two-bed, three-bath townhomes with one-car garages.
There's a bathroom downstairs because, you know, people don't want to go upstairs to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
You have guests, you know.
Okay, but why do you have 3 bathrooms in just one-car garage?
Well, I mean, we can't do it all.
Okay, maybe he can't do it all, but he can build a sports bar.
This is going to be a patio.
Oh, an outdoor patio out
Outdoor
here.
dining. There'll be a big TV right here.
Okay.
It'll be a beautiful, beautiful building. Beautiful.
And that's something that you take pride in. Like when you built the Stagecoach and Eddieworld, like the facade is nice.
Yeah, I want to build beautiful because people like quality. And there's no point in trying to cut corners and build something that's ugly.
No, because then no one's going to stop. You know,
No.
you got all these people driving by on the highway.
Because I think the problem we now have in Beatty is people come to this town and go, who would live there? I want to turn Beatty into a place that people in Vegas go, let's go up there, get up there for the day.
Right, yeah.
Spend the night, go into Death Valley, go to Rhyolite Ghost Town.
Yeah, Rhyolite Ghost Town right around the corner.
2 miles away, go to the hot baths.
Well, that hot spring's
But
closed.
they're not quite ready yet, but we have hot springs 3 miles north of town.
When are you
We
going to
have
buy the hot springs, Ed?
Yeah, someone's going to have to buy. I can't do it all, folks.
Oh, okay, darn it. Okay.
I wish I could. But the nicer you make things, then you do sort of like what Steve Wynn did with the Mirage.
Okay.
You're raising the bar.
Oh, okay.
So now if another business starts to come into this town, to compete, they're going to have to spend some money and bring it up.
Right.
I'm looking for people to come in with me and develop with me.
Okay.
People that can see a vision, and that's hard to find. People with it's
Well,
easy.
you're going to have to sell them on it. I mean, we're standing here in front of this plywood wall. That's not too exciting. Come on. Okay, maybe I'm just a sucker for a good story, but after spending a little time with Ed, I totally started to see his vision.
This place will be crazy busy when that Green Link starts.
What's the Green Link?
Green Link is the high tension electric lines from Vegas to Reno.
Okay, as if an international gold mine opening up isn't enough, Ed also anticipates population growth thanks to a massive $4 billion energy transmission line planned to run from Reno to Las Vegas, passing right through Beatty. The Green Link transmission line is set to break ground in early 2025 and is projected to create 4,000 jobs, mostly construction. Yeah, those construction guys, they want a beer.
They want a beer, they want to watch sports, and they want to talk to this nice girl we're going to bring out of Vegas.
Well, oh, okay, but there's no nice girls here?
Yeah, there are nice girls
Ed?
here. There are nice girls here, too.
Okay, but you got to bring some nice girls out of Vegas.
I tend to see what I told you? I put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, no, there's plenty.
There's
I know one real nice girl in particular. I know there's plenty of nice girls in Beatty.
There's lots of nice girls.
Okay, so there'll be jobs aplenty. Anybody who wants a job, all nice girls, calling all nice girls in a bed.
Don't talk to me.
Oh, okay. Don't talk to him. Talk to his HR person. People are always asking you, when's this going to open? When's this going to open?
Yeah, and we say to them, we didn't build this for Beatty right now.
Okay.
We're building this for what's coming.
That's right, all this new stuff that Ed is building and planning, the sports bar, the Steampunk Casino, the Magic Castle. Well, you might think it's just a bunch of pie in the sky, considering Beatty is basically a podunk little town that, like I said, doesn't even have a grocery store. But like all good visionaries, Ed has his eyes on the future, what lies ahead for Beatty. He feels so strongly that Beatty is going to boom that he's building all this stuff and spending all this money for a dream that he seems absolutely convinced is destined to become reality. And I have to say, I found his enthusiasm infectious and endearing. I've been accused of having some crazy ideas myself, and I found myself having more than a little in common with him.
Chipotle.
We both love Chipotle.
We both love Chipotle.
Yeah, we do.
We always love Chipotle.
Yeah.
I have like 1,200 points. We love Chipotle.
Oh, how impressive. I have 1,400 points, but
Do you
okay,
really?
yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you say?
I said he has some very interesting plans.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. No. Who do you think I'm talking about? Superman?
Sometimes, I don't know where I'm filming. Sometimes people have plans that never happen.
Mm-hmm. Is that something you get accused of?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't get accused of having plans that don't happen. I get accused of starting something going, I got a better idea, and moving off this way or that way.
Is that something you do?
Once or twice.
Oh, okay.
But once or twice.
All right. We're almost to the place where Ed's Master Plan. Oh, hold on. Now, another thing that you may have seen driving through Beatty is this giant El Sueño sign. Is that you too, Ed?
That's me.
So what's the deal with that? I've wondered for years, like you're driving along, there's this big fancy casino sign, but there's no casino. What happened?
Well,
is this one of those projects that you just kind of like got bored of and quit?
No. When I did that, I was kind of, I got into trouble with some people.
Can you talk about this on camera?
Yeah, no. What happened was a lot of the truth is a rare commodity.
Oh.
People didn't want me to do it, and then when they found out that I was doing something, then they called the county, and the county came out here and said, "You're in the
What's
flood
the
zone."
opposition? Well, first of all, it was just going to be a casino, hotel, resort. What?
It was going to be the first, and it was going to be the first Spanish-speaking hotel casino in the United States.
And that's why it's called El Sueño. Let me show everybody the sign. El Sueño de la Familia. What does that mean? The family dream?
Family, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, before I die, and I'm getting close, before I die.
Oh, Ed, look at you. You're fit as a fiddle. You're not going anywhere.
You never know.
Okay.
I'm going to build that. That is my
okay.
final, when I'm done with that.
That's it. Then you can go to your grave a happy man. Oh, no, Ed,
No, I won't do that, but that is my final
Okay.
move.
All right, but you actually didn't even bring us over to talk about El Sueño.
No, we
You brought
didn't.
us here for something else.
Okay, so.
Look at this. It says, "Welcome to Oasis Valley." What's Oasis Valley? I thought we were in Beatty.
No, but Beatty actually sits in Oasis Valley.
Okay, Oasis Valley is the name of the geographic region of the Nevada desert from which spring the headwaters of the Amargosa River, just north of the town of Beatty. Now, keep in mind, I shot this video in November and it was a cloudy day, so it probably doesn't look that dramatic. But compared to its arid surroundings, Oasis Valley really is a strikingly lush paradise of springs, creeks, and wetlands. A real gem in the barren landscape just outside Death Valley.
Okay, so my whole point is that if you look at a town like Pahrump, which is a nice town, it had no master plan. Everything is mishmash.
Yeah, just kind of all over the place.
Yeah. So I have a mile straight along this road to develop. And within that 1 mile, we can build an unbelievable development, a master plan community of homes and stores.
So this right here, this is the site of your master plan.
Right.
So this is it.
It doesn't
Like the
look
sports
much.
bar, the casino, all that is just, whatever, for funsies. This is what you're really all about right here.
I'm going to be 73 next month, and I really shouldn't be here. I have a home in Costa Rica. I should be in Costa Rica enjoying myself.
Golly, yeah, what are you doing in Beatty?
If I was in Costa Rica, I would be killing myself every moment thinking about I should have been in Beatty.
I should have been in Beatty.
I'm deserting this great thing. So I have to do it. I'm a rat in a wheel.
Okay.
I'm a rat in a wheel.
You're kind of obsessed with this.
Yeah, very obsessed.
Yeah, I guess a man would have to be obsessed to leave a house in Costa Rica for a patch of desert wedged between Death Valley and the Nevada test site. But as a desert lover myself, I could appreciate the stark, dramatic beauty of Ed's property.
We actually cleared a path on the mountains up there where I may put in the magic show.
The magic show.
I mean, I'm an original guy, but sometimes I'll copy someone if I like it. So we would copy something like the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
Oh, in Beatty?
I'm not stupid. Well, some people might debate that. But we know for people to come here, we need entertainment. I call it gravitational pull. So basically what I'm doing is I need to find a developer who wants to develop.
Okay, well, why don't you show us the land that you want to develop? Where are we going?
We're going to go to one of the most beautiful locations for a backdrop to a nice Italian restaurant that exists in southern Nevada.
It's going to be an Italian restaurant.
Well, if a guy wants to build a steakhouse.
But not just a steakhouse. Ed's master vision for these 100 acres of prime Oasis Valley real estate includes homes, offices, and much-needed services like a grocery store and a medical clinic. Which you might think is nuts, but it's basically a kind of, if you build it, they will come situation. Right now, Ed says any miner's wife in her right mind would refuse to move here. And so all the mine employees are probably just going to be bussed in from Pahrump or Vegas. But if there were houses and a grocery store and an Italian restaurant and a castle of magic, well, people would want to move here. And not just miners.
This town will be, with me or without me, this town will be somewhere between 5,000 and 8,000 people. Because remember, we don't know the exact figures on the mine, but let's say that's 12 to 1,500. Let's just say, and you can count on 3 times that just for the mine people.
Okay.
Plus, you're going to have the other companies that support that.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, we have the ghosts that work for the government and.
The ghost. Yeah, Area 51, right up the way there.
Yeah, well, it's a military thing. Those guys are brought up from Vegas. They want homes here.
Yeah, they'd rather live here because it's closer for them.
And then we have the 10 miles south of town. We have U.S. Ecology.
Oh, right. That's like, what is U.S. Ecology?
It's a low-level nuclear dump.
Nuclear dump.
Well,
don't talk about that. You're trying to get me to buy.
No. But
Ed.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
Oh.
It was here before I was
Okay.
here. But they have
a lot of people working.
They have 4 or 5 buses a day that go back and forth to Pahrump. There's no housing here. We've got.
So there is a need for housing out here. There's jobs and no houses.
Another lithium mine.
Oh, a lithium mine going in up here?
25 miles. That's not for sure yet.
Is that on the Sacrobatis Flat?
Yeah, Sacrobatis Flats.
That's where I camped last night.
As much as I like Sacrobatis Flat, I also like my rechargeable devices. So realistically, even when the gold mine is projected to play out in 40 years or so, there will probably be other mines in the area. But either way, if Ed's vision comes to fruition, by then Beatty will already have grown enough to sustain itself. And Ed is pretty dang sure of his vision.
The reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I have this vision, and I when I built Eddieworld in Urmo, people said, "You're crazy. What are you doing? You building a gas station out there? What are you crazy?" And I never ever doubted the success of that. I'm more sure of this than I was of that.
Okay, we're gonna get back in the car one more time. And this time we're gonna go see where it's all gonna come together.
Well, not quite. The best part.
Every time I try to set up a segue, Ed.
But I don't want people to look at this and think that guy's all talk, because we do have under construction right now 3 major projects. Put on my safety belt.
I get why Ed might be defensive. Before I met him, I myself figured that whoever was building that steampunk casino must be some kind of bonkers. But I don't know, aren't all visionaries a little bit bonkers? Even Walt Disney's brother Roy thought the idea for Disneyland was nuts. Same with Steve Wynn and the Mirage in Las Vegas. Or Don Laughlin, who built an entire gambling town in the middle of nowhere on the Colorado River. I'll admit that I still do find the idea of a steampunk casino, a magic castle, and a replica of Meow Wolf to be a teensy bit bonkers, in the best possible way. But maybe Ed's vision for a master plan community in Oasis Valley isn't that nuts at all. I mean, it's close enough to Vegas to be convenient, but far enough away to be peaceful. And at 3,300 feet in elevation, it's about 8 degrees cooler. So I'm not sure I do see him as crazy.
I mean, I'd say you have a proven track record. I mean, you did build all those other
We built a lot
things
of
in town,
stuff.
so you're not all talk.
No, I'm a lot of talk.
Boy, I'll say I thought I could talk.
Ooh. But what I'm saying is, who else can build a town?
So there's going to be these lots of, half-acre, third-acre lots?
Yeah, that type of thing. And I'm going to build my first house in the spring over there.
Oh, so that's where your house is going to be up there?
I'd love to put in little 2-acre horse property, maybe 10.
Horse? Oh, yeah. This would be a great place for horse properties. I mean, talk about great horseback riding.
We want people that would never consider living here when they actually see what we have to offer, which is you don't have to get in your car to go eat, shop, have an office.
It's walkable, it's beautiful, it's peaceful, and it's an hour and 15 minutes from Vegas.
Yeah, and remember, our price of property up here is like almost free compared to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And the regulations and hoops to jump through is almost, they wouldn't believe it, how easy it would be. So if someone came up here when the time is right, about another year and a half, I'll guarantee the 10 homes. If they don't sell, I'll buy them. And that's not a boastful statement. That's a factual statement.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you heard it here first, folks.
That's right. So it's a guarantee that you'll be successful. Guarantee. But remember, no one likes to be first. That's the problem.
Well, you were first.
Yeah, but I'm also the only one here after 42 years.
Ah.
I want to show you the most precious thing we have and why I believe this entire project makes sense. Because we have something that is not readily available in the desert. And we have it in abundance.
Okay, now we are headed to the last stop on this tour of Ed's fever dream. Just kidding, Ed. It's Ed's dream. We're gonna go see what?
We're going to go see the magical place.
Unfortunately, Ed did not mean he had already secretly started building the magic castle. But what he meant wasn't any kind of fake sleight of hand. He meant real magic.
This property right here is magical. It is absolutely magical. I think this tree right here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is super cool, though. For the middle of the desert. No wonder they call this Oasis Valley. It's an oasis.
This property has 450 acre-feet of free-flowing water.
It's very peaceful, Ed.
Yeah.
I can hear your vision.
Yeah, it's hard not to, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching who think, boy, this guy, he's full of plans.
Love. It's got to be love. This is, I mean, what else could it be?
Yeah, otherwise you'd be in Costa Rica.
I'd be in Costa Rica. And especially at my age, in other words, what are you doing there? I see something, and I would hate to live my life regretting that I never did this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what about the environmental concerns? We're all familiar with the stereotype of the douchebag developer who just wants to make a buck off Mother Nature. Damn the consequences. So I had to ask Ed what the conservationists think of his vision.
The issue we have here is that this water is the water that supplies the speckled datefish that only live for 2 miles along this road.
Oh, okay.
So
right here,
all
a
the
speckled
water-
dace in this little creek?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And then we have the two issues we have is the speckled datefish and the Amagosa toad.
Right.
And both of them live on our property, and both of them we have to preserve, work with the Nature Conservancy and work with people to make sure that...
But if you have lots of lush landscaping, that's a good habitat for a toad, isn't it?
Oh, there's so many toads. One time I came out here, there was 100 birds. So I don't know how many toads they ate, but I mean, it was a beautiful sight.
All joking aside, the toad and the dace really are threatened species that environmentalist groups are working to get listed as federally protected endangered species. They're concerned that these proposed gold mines will draw down the water table, thus drying up wetland habitat. But Ed seems to think his vision of a magic oasis might actually help the toad and the dace.
This area needs to be preserved as a oasis for the state of Nevada.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I want to develop this. I don't want this to be the housing area. I don't want this to be.
So where we are right now will not be houses.
No, I would like to make like a camping area. This needs to be shared with the people from Nevada. This needs to be opened up and developed correctly. I don't want to give it to the state and then they charge people, state park. I want to build some kind of business here where people can enjoy themselves, families can come. I mean, I think families need to come back together in an outdoor environment like this. So we're willing to plant the trees, put the grass in, do whatever we need to do to build something that is beneficial to all the citizens in the state. Every one of them.
Well, hold on a minute, Ed. It looks to me like there's a real old historic stone ruin up here. What's this?
That's Mortimer Beatty's house.
Who's Mortimer Beatty?
Mortimer Beatty was the guy that started Beatty.
Ed, I'm not even from Beatty, and I know his name wasn't Mortimer, it's Montilus.
Oh, it's Montilus? How would you know that and I don't?
Anyway, now you know. Montilus Beatty. Okay, so this was his house?
That was his house.
And this is, what are you going to do with that? It's just sitting right in the middle of your pretty little development.
Preserve it, and then we're gonna rebuild it like it looked originally.
Oh, that's cool. And it'll sit right here?
Yeah, it'll be here forever.
Oh, cool. So it'll be just kind of like a feature of the park.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take that out of here.
No, not Mortimer Beatty's house.
It's Mortimer?
No.
You learn something new every day.
Okay, but all joking aside, this is a historic site and you do intend to preserve it.
Yeah, we're going to preserve it.
Wow, I know it sounds corny to say something's magical, but
It
is magical.
It is
Yeah, it is. Wow, Ed, you can see the magic.
Right. No, it's beautiful, but that's not even the magical. We got more magic.
Oh, there's even more magic.
We don't have a magic castle, but we got more magic.
Okay, we got more magic. Let's see it.
So me and my guys, we said, we want to build a big lake, but let's build a small lake in practice. So we built this lake first.
Holy cow, look at the size of this lake in the desert. And this is fed by a spring?
It's fed by about 20 springs. And you can see the little fishes.
Yeah. Are those dace in here?
No, the date fish don't like pools. They like streams.
Oh, okay.
And I've worked with the Nature Conservancy for almost 30 years, so I want to continue to work with them. So we're going to build some more little streams so that, our concern is to maintain the quality of life for the people and for the environment.
Right.
And you hear that, but we were doing it. So when I bought this property 20 years ago and I talked to the Nature Conservancy, I was going to put a golf course in. And they said, please don't put a golf course in. Don't put a golf course in because all those herbicides and all that stuff would affect the fish.
Oh, yeah.
So I agreed not to do that.
Oh, so there won't be any golf course.
No, there's no golf course.
Okay.
We don't have a golf course.
What do you need a golf course? You're going to have a magic castle.
You're right. We can't call it a magic castle.
Okay, a castle full of magic.
That's better.
Okay, you said you built that as a practice lake. Well, can you show us where the actual lake is going to be?
So we already started. We'll start moving dirt tomorrow, but this will be 5 acres, 5.5 acres lake right there.
A 5.5 acre lake.
Right. My master plan, is to build a lake here, 2 restaurants there, a couple more hotels over there, like a Hilton.
Oh, a Hilton. Well, because there's probably a need for that. People going to Death Valley.
Right. It's half the price here, and hopefully it'll be around a lake.
Wow, yeah, there's no lake in Death Valley.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people are watching this going, yeah. Well, all I can tell you, naysayers, is come back and watch this. We're doing it. We're not talking, we're doing it. Yes, it sounds like a dream, and I wouldn't even be doing this and talking to you, except that it's not a dream that the gold mine's coming in. It's not a dream that there's going to be a lot of employment here. It's not a dream that we're on a major highway. It's not a dream that we're 100 miles from Vegas. We're 2 miles away from hot water. We're 3 miles away from Rio Lake Ghost Town. We're 10 miles away from Death Valley National Park. We're 20 miles away from the sand dunes. We're 10 feet away from off-road
Trails, ATV trails.
And we're 3 miles from 100 miles of off-road bicycle riding.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so this area has great stuff. So you say, well, if you have all that, how come it's the way it is now? The reason it is we had all these ingredients to make a cake. And the cake would have been a successful, fantastic Beatty. But we never had an oven. We never had the thing that we could gel it together. So now that the gold mine's here, that's the oven we need. Yeah, it was always the potential was here. We just didn't have the employees to operate the businesses, and we didn't have the customers or employees initially to kickstart the town. Now we do.
Okay, Ed, what do you want to say to anybody who's watching this?
If there is a developer out there who says, you know what, I like what I've seen, I want to go talk to that guy, I want to see if I can become part of something wonderful. That sounds crazy, I know, but I am a little crazy. It's a magnificent project, and that's why, at my age, I'm compelled to die trying. You know what I mean? At least I tried.
Okay, we got property, we've got water, we've got electricity, and we've got proximity to Vegas.
Yeah.
And soon we'll have a brewery, an Italian restaurant, and a castle full of magic.
And before he dies, a Spanish-speaking casino.
Ed, thank you so much for sharing your dream with us. I don't know, I feel inspired.
Well, I'm inspired too.
Okay, well, we knew that. All right, guys, I'll put his contact info in the description. Any developers watching who share Ed's vision, Let him know.
Let him know.
Okay. Bye, Ed.
Bye. You're leaving?
I'll be back.